Anything new at least?
Oh, there's nothing new. It's all old and the same as it was. Thank you very much. Oh, I've gotten lazy.
It's funny, you know, I had never thought of doing Vanya. I've always been drawn to Lopakhin in Cherry Orchard and Tuzenbach in Three Sisters, and now that I've played it, I'm like, oh, yeah, this kind of fits.
It's been a dream. Dennis, I remember I went to Northwestern where Dennis went, and I remember like reading about his like successes, you know, on the alumni bulletin board, and I could never have imagined that I would be actually working in New York with him on Chekhov. So it's been really extraordinary.
Maggie had done a reading at CSC, and someone said to her, you know, you should really do Chekhov, you should do Vanya. And she said, oh, okay. And then she said to Peter, I'm going to do this. And he said, well, okay, I'll do it. And it, boom. And then Mamie at some point joined us. But it's a wonderful, unforced alignment of these wonderful actors. It's just great.
I think that's the great thing about this group. You know, we're like an amoeba together, and it all changes wildly every night. This is a very living thing.
For me, it's the project I'm most proud of so far in my life.
You know, Vanya is in Russian. Vanya is John, and as Austin said, imagine a play called Uncle Johnny. You know, our Uncle Johnny. He's the lovable, you know, good-natured, get along, go along uncle who one day suddenly says, stop. I no longer am going to go along. I'm no longer just going to put up with it. I am not happy, and I'm questioning everything. So it's kind of the horrifying, but really funny setup when the favorite good-natured uncle suddenly goes, "What does life mean?" You know.
Uncle Vanya, he's one of those characters. He's like Blanche in Streetcar Named Desire and Willy Loman and several characters from Shakespeare. He crystallizes a certain thing that people feel about their lives.
The words are only part of the equation. In Chekhov, I really believe that the words and the actions frequently run parallel and are not the same thing.
You know, like Yelena, like Maggie says, I'm taking this pencil as a remembrance. It's such a bizarre line, but you can infuse it with anything that you want, you know, and there are lots of lines like that. Like, I'm going to say this, but really, I mean, like, I'm in love with you, you know. So it's fun.
It's such a human play. Chekhov, you don't have to be Russian or be in the 19th century to understand Chekhov, because it's about being a human being, and it's about how we all behave, how foolish we are, and how happy and sad we are, and the things we do to each other that we can't prevent ourselves from doing.
Almost everything in the play seems and feels so current, is so true about human behavior right now.
He was way ahead of his time. I mean, this is a man that, you know, has a sense of the revolution in his writing 15 years before it happened. This is, you know, he's like kind of got the Nostradamus of writers feel. He talks about 100 or 200 years from his time what people might be thinking about. And if you listen to some of the things that are described 100 to 200 years from then, which is now, he's right.
Maybe it's just true that human beings throughout time have the same beating heart, you know, the same things matter to them about love, about communicating with people, about family, about expressing yourself. And if you are a playwright who can hit on it, or a novelist who can hit on it in a way that's really, truly honest, it will resonate forever.
Chekhov was a great short story writer, and part of that talent is the ability to accurately dissect the human experience. And he brings that same skill to his playwriting. He's a sympathetic, empathetic, humorous dissector of the human experience. And I think that makes for really compelling theater.